Peace, peace. What is poppin', y'all? This your girl Tay Faye coming at you again with another magical video. Y'all excuse the sun. It's sunning right now. I love it. I'm feeling it, but I know it's it may throw off my the lighting on my camera. But today I wanted to get into a beautiful topic, something I feel like is very necessary, that a lot of people in the spiritual community don't really talk about. I know that, when we get on YouTube and things like that, and we find our favorite spiritual teachers or people who put out lectures or people who just put out information, a lot of it is there are levels to what we are learning. And sometimes you have to start at square one to be able to have an understanding of square 10, right? So when it comes to spiritual work, a huge part of it is understanding your emotions, and not even understanding your emotions, because emotions don't need to be understood for you to be able to release them. They just have to be felt. And for me, when it has come to my spiritual journey, the biggest thing that I, was kind of confused about diving deeper into was my emotional work. And I say confused because when I first, started understanding the occult, I thought it was just all about me finding a pantheon or some type of, whatever to, some type of mysticism to be able to follow, such as, the fairy realm or voodoo or Palo Mayombe or Necronomicon things or anything like that. I thought, or the Kolektoth. I dived deep into these things because I thought this is what I should be studying. This is what, is going to help me evolve. But every time I picked up a book, I was confused. And I was always beating myself up because I'm like, I don't understand any of this. I don't understand what I'm reading. I don't understand anything. I don't connect to any of this stuff. I mean, like, I connected to a lot of things when it came to the, like, Kolektoth and, just, and voodoo and things. Like, I connect to it all, but I didn't connect to it in a way to where it resonated for me, right? I connected to it in a way to where, yes, I may have had past lives where I have studied these things, but in this life, it's not necessary for me to be studying, because the biggest thing that I should be working on or working with is my emotional, it's just my emotional well-being. So I started to dive deeper in the chakras, understanding Kundalini energy, and understanding overall how to detach and, release the traumas that have created these emotional blockages for me. And when you get into spirituality, you will see a lot of people, and it's no different. It's no different from, people with that, dwell more in Christianity, because with any of these things that you study, anything, whether it's religion, spirituality, whatever the case may be, you will realize that a lot of it is talking more so about how to get to light, how to understand light, how to be more enlightened, how to, love, light, peace, this, that, and the third, heaven, or whatever the case. And they shun or they put down things that are evil, and, they put down things that are just overall, well, like I said, they put down things that are evil, or what they would consider to be evil, or what they have named evil. And that's the balance to it all, is that evil wouldn't be evil without good, and good wouldn't be good without evil. And us having a deeper understanding as to how to balance these two different things, or how to even, understand it on a more internal level versus trying to understand it on a physical level, is what creates this more harmonious balance within each of us. Because we we have to have an understanding of our suffering to be able to understand our peace. And I don't mean understand it as to where we have to hold on to it. I mean understand it as to where we have to understand, okay, we went through it, now we're releasing it. Because that is what creates this whole cycle for us in the first place. The only reason why we have this, why we are going through this whole matrix, the whole cycle, and why we continuously do this over and over and over and over again, is because we have created these dense physical bodies. We have created these dense physical bodies by holding on to our emotions, holding on to all these different things in the physical that create stress or traumas or pain in some type of way. We hold on to these things and we store them in our emotional bodies, which when we store these emotions, they create blockages for us. And if we don't know how to release these emotions, then they can create physical illnesses for us, right? So I wanted to make a video today on how we can connect deeper with our inner child, because that is a huge way to being able to release your emotions. Because a lot of us went through things in our childhood that we didn't have a true understanding of, and it created a lot of different traumas, and those traumas created a lot of different emotional blockages for us. And these things have created the way we respond and react to our environment, or just overall how we react to everything around us. Everything around us. We react to situations, we react to in our relationships. And having a deeper understanding of letting go, releasing, creating that sacred space for us, being able to hold a safe space for us internally, and not looking for that safe space on the outside of us, can create a very harmonious internal relationship with you and your inner child. Because what you do is you tap back into your inner child when you felt most scared, most vulnerable, most sad, and you needed a hug, when mommy wasn't there or daddy wasn't there for you. You can revisit that moment in your life where you felt that abandonment, where you felt that pain, where you felt all that hurt, when your parents weren't able to give to you the things that you needed to feel secure at the time. I know, speaking for myself, I dealt with a lot of abandonment issues. I dealt with my parents leaving me in hotel rooms for a long time. Like, I was a little girl, I couldn't be alone. And of course, like I tell y'all in past videos, I went through a lot of witnessing domestic violence where, most of my parents, they would be physically fighting each other. And, seeing that was me seeing the representation of how love is displayed. And what that does is it creates this memory or this trigger inside of your mind, so that now when I get into certain relationships or just any type of situation, it can be triggered when certain things happen. Like, say, if, for example, this is an example, like when I was in my last relationship, my ex, he would go to the store or something, and that's where the trigger would come up. I would feel like he was going to be gone forever. I would feel like he was never coming back, and I would feel like he was out cheating on me or doing something, mischievous or deceitful to me. So that right there was a trigger for me that I needed to let go and to heal from, because just by my mom and my dad leaving me alone in places where I felt scared, abandoned, and I felt like I needed somebody most, that is what, created that type of reaction or response to when I'm in certain relationships now. I just feel like my spouse or whoever I'm with, my partner, is going to, not spouse because I've never been married, but my partner is going to leave me at any moment. So being able to revisit or just tap back into my inner child and tell her it's going to be okay. Tell her it's okay to feel sad. Tell her it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel these emotions, to give her a hug. And I even challenge y'all to do this exercise, in which I plan on practicing more of, and that is just revisiting and connecting back to my inner child. And you can do this by taking a picture of yourself from when you were younger, especially taking a picture from an age where you may have went through a lot of different things, a lot of different traumatic moments, and just whispering or telling yourself, just, whispering to that picture, telling yourself, I love you, you're safe, you have somebody here, I'm here for you. Because let me tell y'all, don't nobody got you like you got yourself. Don't nobody got you in this world like you got you. You have you. You don't need validation. You don't need gratification on the outside of yourself. You don't need somebody to tell you how amazing you are. You don't need somebody on the outside of you to tell you how much of a beautiful soul you are and how much you are worth, and you do deserve the most beautiful, precious things in life that people may have taken away from you or told you that you wasn't worthy of it. You deserve everything, every moment, every part, every precious moment, and you don't deserve to suffer. Because what we have held on to, especially when our childhoods, I know, speaking for myself, I was raised in a very urban, poverty environment. And I didn't realize it as a kid. Like, I knew that we didn't have much money, but I didn't realize like we were poor. And, I didn't realize that until I grew up, and I'm like, whoa, we kind of had it rough, though. We had it a little rough. So, now I'm able to reinvent that part of myself and create a different type of stability to who I am. Because when you don't have a stable or secure environment when you're young, when you are in poverty when you're young, you grow up to think that is what you're supposed to continue to be in. You're supposed to struggle. You're supposed to be in the hood. You're supposed to be lacking. You're supposed to live paycheck to paycheck. No, that is what society has placed on you, right? And we're not going to go deep into why that's happened, but that is what society has placed on you. So being able to release that thought pattern that you aren't worthy, that you don't deserve the finer things in life, that you don't deserve love, you don't deserve true, genuine love. Those things are illusions. Those are the deepest illusions that you can hold on to. And being able to tap into your inner child and have a true relationship, genuine relationship with your inner child, it allows you to feel freedom. It allows you to feel freedom to express. It allows you to feel freedom to expressing your emotions. And when you can create that relationship with your inner child, remember, you are always your higher self. You are always your higher self. Because the more you evolve, the more you elevate, the more you can talk back to your past self, your past versions of yourself, and tell yourself that you are worthy and you are going to be and blossom into something that is very beautiful. If you continue to move forward, if you continue to grow, if you continue to learn. Because when that reality is destroyed for you and all these different illusions that you're supposed to be a thug in the hood, or you're supposed to be a hood rat getting pregnant by all these different men, and that's just the life you're supposed to live, you're not happy with that life. And some of us are stuck in the illusion that we are happy in the positions that we're placed in, and we're not. We lie to ourselves each and every day. But you have to come to a point where you want to be honest with yourself and tell yourself that you are worthy of all the things that you really want in life and all the things that you desire, purely desire, not the material things and the physical things, but I mean like pure desires to evolve, to elevate, and to create more for yourself. Because when you tap into and release all the things that keep you down, You are able to step into a better version, a higher version, a more elevated, higher frequency version of who you are. And then that part of yourself can create a more harmonious flow of everything. And when you are able to release those blockages of things that you hold on to, you can allow so much more space and so much more things that you want and want to attract in your life, because they will just naturally flow to you. Imagine that your body is like a river, a stream or a river, and that you have all these different, and the blockages that you create are dams, and they block your flow. They block down your flow. They have literally blocked your flow. And when you can destroy these dams, you can create that harmonious flow, that harmonious stream of things to just flow naturally to you in your life. Y'all see how the sun is just, this cloud is over the sun right now. That's why that's why it's not shining all bright like a diamond anymore. But yeah, and a book that I have been reading has been this book right here is an amazing book. I love this book. It's called, I think I talked about this book in a different video, but I love this book. It's called Becoming the One, and the author, she talks about healing through relationships, out of relationships, while you in a relationship. And she just goes into detail about how we all have these wounds, these different wounds that have been created since childhood. And these wounds or these blockages are the reasons why, a lot of the times our relationships aren't harmonious, because we look for our partners to give us so much that we can already give ourselves. We look for our partners to be a safe space, but that's up for us to create. We create the safe space for ourselves. We don't look for our partners just to be able to pour all of our bullshit onto them. Right? Because that's not their responsibility. That's not their responsibility to heal you. That's not their responsibility to, take in all your emotional baggage, to take it all in. It's not their responsibility. Their responsibility is to help support you as you go through your healing journey, not for them to be the healer for you. Do they have an influence on how you're healing and, creating that peaceful space for you in that peaceful environment to support you, to help support you through you healing yourself, to support you through you healing yourself. You are your own healer. You do not look for anybody else to be your healer for you. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people, like I work with my best friend, Joshua Tree, shout out to him. He is a energy distant healer, and he does energetic work on me, and it has helped me release a lot of those blockages as well. So yes, you can go to people on the outside of you, of course, who are going to be able to help you release those emotions, but you have to be open for it, and you too have to be continuing to do the work on your own. It's like having a personal trainer. The trainer is there to help you. Yes, he can guide you in the workouts, but one, you're doing the workouts yourself, and two, when you go home, you can't just eat a cheeseburger. You have to continue to do the work for yourself, meaning you have to eat a salad or two, meaning you have to eat some veggies, meaning you still have to work out on your own. On your own. It's for you to do. The trainer cannot do all the work for you. You have to be willing and open and motivated to want to do the work for yourself. All right? You can't look for everything on the outside of you to always give you that, that leverage that you need to do or to motivate you. You have to be your own motivator. You have to push yourself. Because if you don't have that voice in the back of your head that's like, keep going, you're going to constantly be stuck in a place that, really you're creating an illusion for yourself that you're stuck in a place. Because I always say, like, that's an illusion. You're never stuck. You're always free. You're always free. So create that, Create that relationship with your inner child. Tell your inner child that you love your inner child. Don't abandon yourself. Just because others have abandoned you doesn't mean that you have to continue to abandon you. When you can actually create a harmonious, loving connection with you, you will see how much your mentality, your emotions, everything, your environment, everything will slowly change around you. And some of these things may be hard to let go. Sometimes it's hard to let go of old patterns. Sometimes it's hard to let go of the way old belief systems, because we don't want to let go of that identity or the things that we're attached to, or how people feel about us, or how people look at us. But it's necessary for us to do it, because that's the only way that we can truly heal. And all of us aren't on the same journey. I had this conversation with myself the other day. All of us are not on this path to healing. Some of us are here to suffer, and some of us came here to just do that, to just suffer. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong or right about any of this shit. It just is what it is. And the quicker we come to that understanding and stop worrying about everybody else and worry about our own path and what we have going on for our internal worlds, then we can release a lot of negativity that we have towards others, because we see them doing whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. Worry about you, your journey. And if you have to let go of people that are not serving your journey and serving your change, you change it to a butterfly. Do you think that, let me ask you this. Do y'all think that butterflies hang out with caterpillars? Do you think they just like, hey, I got wings. Hey guys, look. Like, no, they not. They're busy flying. They're busy being free. That's what they're doing. They're not worried about caterpillars. I'm telling you. They're not. They're worried about flying, being free. Flowers, because I'm pretty sure they pollinate stuff. I don't know how that works. I don't really know much about butterflies. But what I do know is that they're beautiful and they're flying, and they're an evolved version. They're literally the representation of metamorphosis. And we all should be metamorphosing into something beautiful, into something blossoming into, dang, he fine. Blossoming into something better. Got a little distracted. But yes, take a picture. Take a picture of you, yourself, when you were a child, when you were young, when you felt insecure, when you felt like you didn't have confidence, when you felt like the world was against you. Take a picture of yourself. Because I know y'all got old pictures of yourself, snag-a-tooth and all. And tell yourself, hey, I love you. Remember that time when daddy didn't help us get up and he said, suck it up? Yeah, I love you. It's all right. That's all right. We got us. I helped you up. Write in your journals. And I definitely encourage journal writing. You know, I'm trying to practice more of that. I do it when I can. Okay, I do it when I can. If I don't journal write, I make sure I have like this dialogue with myself. And y'all could call it talking to yourself or crazy. I don't care, but it helps me. It's my therapy. I am my own therapist. Best believe. Because I don't need no stranger telling me about me. I know about me. I know my mind. I know how it works. And I know how to reprogram my mind and my way of thinking. And we all have that ability. You just have to understand that you cannot be afraid to let go. We have a fear of releasing our fears. And I think that is the most redundant shit ever. But it's true. We do. We have a fear of releasing a lot of our fears. And when we come to the understanding that these fears that we create are illusions, they're not real, they do not exist, we can let them go, because we don't have these invisible knots or these invisible chains, because they are invisible, they are not real, they are invisible. We can unshackle them. Imagine that you got invisible chains around your ankles. And imagine you got an invisible key and you are latching them. You are unlocking all the possibilities that you have for you and you have for yourself. You have the key. You have the key inside of you. I don't know if y'all ever seen Fifth Element, but remember that? Remember the blue girl, the blue opera girl? The stones are in me. Yeah. You have all the stones inside of you. All of them. All the parts that unlock, all the elements, everything that you connect to, every part of yourself, every possibility, every dimension. You are connected to literally everything here. Everything. Everything. And the more you allow yourself to let go, the more you can allow in, and the more you can allow to yourself to experience. Because when we hold on to these blockages and these identities of to who we are, we create this shallow space that we have. We create a very shallow space, and we are not able to allow a lot of new things in. We are not able to allow ourselves to experience the beautiful things of life because we have such a small space that we cannot allow others in, new people, new places, new things, new situation, new money. Money cannot flow into your life if there's no space for it to. And creating a mindset behind thinking that you don't have enough is a blockage. You're creating a little room for your money to fit in. A little room. When you create a safe, you can create a whole bank in your mind to allow money and allow things, anything to flow freely. I imagine myself as a whole universe. I do, a whole vast universe. And when I have all these different blockages or these different cycles that I have created for myself, how can things flow freely in my universe, in my space? How can I create a different world, all these different worlds or different planets, if I don't have enough room to? Sometimes you just got to let go of stuff. Flick it. No, I don't want that there. And then you can allow to create new worlds. You can allow to create new planets. Maybe I don't want Earth. I will have a new world called Penelope. Anesis. Jalabu. I don't know. I will make up something. But that's a part of creating. New ideas will flow in more freely when you are able to let go. But yeah, y'all, that is something I wanted to share with y'all. I'm going to make another video soon on this. I'd probably say that at the end of a lot of my videos, but I'm going to make a video soon, another video on this soon, about healing the abandonment wounds and the different archetypes that we carry or we attach ourselves to when we are in certain relationships, and, you know, what it looks like to actually heal after a relationship. Because, you know, I've been in a lot of different relationships. Yes, I have. And yeah, well, let me tell you something right here. If I don't know nothing, I know how to observe me, and I know how to observe others, and I know how to release. So I'm becoming a new version of myself, and I'm loving it. I love who I am. I love who I'm becoming, and I will continue to grow and continue to expand. I know that y'all will too. You will do the same. You are going to do the same. Shouts out to y'all. I love you. Peace. Peace to the Middle East. No hair grease, just edges. Bye-bye.